Hi, this is Dr. Greg Gillum, CEO of Human Fusion, and today's article review comes from the July 2nd issue, 2019 of Harvard Business Review by Kristi Hedges, and it's called Making Sure Your Stress Isn't Contagious. Now, I do a lot of talks on incivility in the workplace or just being rude in the workplace. We know that the people that are engaged in rudeness in the workplace, their productivity falls dramatically, 80% or more during that day. However, we also know from research that people who are around incivility, people who are just merely bystanders, also their productivity falls as well by as much as 40%. And so there's a real contagious sort of viral effect going on when people are rude in the workplace. And the same thing happens here when you're stressed and then you let everyone know about it. So here are 4 things that you can try if you feel like overwhelmed and stressed at work and you know that you have a tendency to tell other people about it. Number 1 is to pinpoint your true stressors. So look for triggers. There are certain people, certain environments, certain meetings that probably induce stress. Look for patterns in that and then be proactive about how to manage around those particular events or people, that kind of thing. So number 1, pinpoint your true stressors. Number 2, change your reaction to stress before you start looking at changing your workload. So the tendency that most people do when they feel stressed is they tend to want to delegate more. They tend to want to, they want to manage the workload somehow. And yet the workload never seems to go away in today's world. And so we really need to spend more time managing our reactions. So for instance, can you say no to anything? Or are you someone who says yes to every little single thing that comes along? That's a problem. Are you a perfectionist and you tend to go back over and over and over an email or a project? Maybe you need to work on that before you work on your workload. And when we work on those types of things, our reactions, and then it helps globally. It really helps manage our stress in a global way. Number 3, create pockets of sanity. So this is where we physically go into our calendars and we schedule downtime, or we schedule exercise into our routines, or we work for a certain period of time, maybe 50 minutes, and then we get up and walk around the building. Just scheduling those times where we're down. Also, another tip was to make sure that you have no meetings on days that you come back either from long business trips or from vacations. Make sure your calendar is clear so that allows you to catch up. And I create 2-hour blocks every Friday afternoon. I've done it for years where I catch up on email, I file, I make sure my website is looking good, nothing, it's my time where I just kind of de-stress and make sure everything is ready for the next week. Number 4, don't just say you're stressed, but tell people how you're managing it as well. So it's more helpful for people if they know you're stressed, because they're going to know it anyway. But to know that you're working on it somehow seems to help. So you're more likely to follow through when you get that out in the open, that you're actually working on something, and you're actually more likely to get help from people if you tell people how you're managing it. So the bottom line here is to plan. That's the meta idea that we're talking about here, and I hope that helps you become less stressed. If you like management-related videos like this, please subscribe to Human Fusion, and we'll keep you up to date on all the latest trends that are affecting managers and management practice.